This week we get the honor of speaking with James Wanless PhD, creative corporate trainer, keynote speaker and coach, author, co-creator of the Voyager Tarot cards, and all-around awesome dude. We got the chance to read many of the things that Mr. Wanless put out there for us to kind of help empower what we do every day, no matter what our situations are. Countless clients from all over the world, such as Sun Microsystems, Kaiser Institute of Healthcare, New Age Journal, just to name a few. Mr. Wanless has just been everywhere, and it's a distinct honor for me personally to have him on the show with us. So without further ado, let's bring Mr. Wanless on.
Well, thank you.
How are you, sir?
I am great. I am sitting here poolside.
Nice.
In Carmel, California. It's a really warm day. The pool is groovy. Friday night, people coming over. Yeah.
we thought that was a Florida area code number.
Yeah. No, it's Carmel, California.
There you go.
Everybody knows, we've seen you around, we've seen you do your thing. We were talking about earlier just how you're one of these people that could just walk in a room and just light everybody up. And, as a matter of fact, I caution the audience that if they've never heard you speak before or read any of your stuff, they probably should duct tape important parts of their body together so they don't just implode.
Oh, duct tape, I love it. I tried to mail something, wrapped it up with duct tape. I didn't realize the post office doesn't take duct tape stuff.
Really?
Yeah, really. Did you? I didn't know that ever since.
I had no idea.
9/11. It's an explosive.
What?
Yeah, but I always thought the world was held together by duct tape, but now it apparently can be blown up.
Well, now I'm going to have to go through my house and tear all the duct tape off of everything because I'm afraid it's going to
Exactly. Well, no, I mean, you have to... Pretty soon everything will be classified as explosive, and that's potentially true.
Did it look like that?
Sure, sure.
I'm thinking eventually what do we have to wear to get on a plane? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I'm just going to start hitchhiking everywhere I go. Probably get there faster.
Well, they have all these great machines now that scan your whole body, even probably the interior parts of your body when you go through these things. I think that's probably an invasion of privacy, I would think.
I always get this creepy feeling when I go through there,
But now they figured out the best way to figure if somebody's lying or is going to blow you up. It's through an interview process. People are actually better at sniffing out potential gangsters, I guess, or terrorists, I suppose, than machines.
Sure.
Which makes a lot of sense. Even lie detectors, I don't know why we're talking about this, but why not? Lie detectors are, they're somewhat faulty, apparently. Okay, fine. So now they've figured out how they really can find somebody, whether they're lying or not, and that's just keep talking to them, keep interviewing them, and eventually they'll slip up. Makes sense. Makes sense. But, everybody wants to go to these machines and everything, and we're all about people, right? And human abilities.
Sure. That's what we're about.
That's right. What we're about. I love it.
And that's what makes, that's what makes our job just that much more important to get people out of that slump.
Exactly.
Use the things they have. Sure.
Right. And that's the reason I really love doing the cards, actually. I think this is more of a 21st century version of tarot than the old stuff. Because to me, it's an incredible psychology that shows us through the cards who we are and who we can be.
Sure.
So it's exciting, and you never know what you're going to get. I think we get kind of bored with ourselves, and we're kind of the longest act in town sometimes, and it's nice to change up. And the idea of getting cards, like I do a card a day, and I try and be the card, and some days, wow, I'm that, or I need to be that. So it's a great kind of spiritual practice for opening up to different parts of yourself.
So tell us a little bit about your system. You can talk about intuition or how the cards work. Connections between the two.
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm a pretty left-brained guy. I mean, I have a PhD in political science from Columbia, and did all that stuff, and my intuition just said leave, and I listened to it, fortunately, and it changed my life. But I still have resistance. My left brain logic, rational part, has great resistance to believing that putting these cards face down is going to have relevant information for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Right.
It just makes me nuts. But that's why it's so important to do. And what's interesting, like just before I got on with you guys, I picked a card on the nature of the show, and I got this card called the Breakthrough. It's a very great revolutionary card. I mean, we're all revolutionaries, and right. And so now I just did it now. I've been talking to you, same card, and there's all 78 of them all mixed up here, and it kind of like, wow.
Is that for us or for you? Or for
that's for all of us. That's for us now.
Excellent.
We like that, and it's a wild. I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen the Voyager cards that I created. It's not like the old world medieval kings and queens and knights and stuff, although you guys like that, and it's great symbology. Actually, this card has a great horse in it, that coming out of a volcano with 7 exploding suns. I mean, it's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
it's funny because we were just talking about before we did the show. Actually, we were just talking about how outdated most of those decks are, and people kind of hold on to them for I don't know if it's sentimental or if it's because that's how it was always done or what. But we talked about how much more relevant that your cards, not only your Voyager deck but the other deck, how much more relevant they are, because they actually make sense to me. Someone who doesn't read tarot, these cards actually make sense to me, and I've never even done a tarot reading before.
Wow. That was the intention, was to break it free of the old world and the old medieval European world to be a map of life, basically, for the planet. So it's very multicultural and very modern, but it's very ageless at the same time. But what's great about these cards is that men can really respond to them.
Right.
I mean, a lot of men look at some of these cards and they go, "Oh, yeah, nice." So, but these got some mojo. I mean, they got some power in them.
Well, what impressed me was one called the web, the internet. You see a lot of grimoires and stuff, and they contain stuff that's totally outdated, based off of a solar system that only has 7 planets and that kind of stuff. And your cards are definitely applicable in today's modern world, because the web or internet would definitely, in most entrepreneurs nowadays, the internet would represent a force within their life. So I can definitely see the need for a card.
Well, yeah, and what's interesting is that, I mean, I have the cards online too on my website, so you can hit the button, right? Mechanical. And there is a random generator going on in there, but still, there's nothing like your hands, and picking cards with your hands. But it doesn't make any difference. I mean, you can do it on the internet. It's just astonishing the way it always works. I mean, what do you figure about that?
Do your cards work off of the premise of traditional tarot cards, in that what is on the card is totally irrelevant, and what your mind sees whenever you... It's almost like scrying. You look into the card, and you're seeing an image inside yourself that the image on the card evokes.
Exactly. That's well said. And, that's the way it does work. I mean, actually, every symbol on a card is relevant to human being. And what's fascinating is what we kind of intuitively glom onto or see in that particular card at that particular moment. And, it's almost like we have an inner Google search machine that's saying, search, what's relevant. Oh, look at that. Boom. And we get something out of it. I just love that. And that's the power of surprise, which is great with tarot and all of this, is the unknown and what we're going to get out of the unknown, because we don't know.
Sure.
And of course that's the power of the internet and everything, is it's incredible incredible variety, incredible diversity. And, when you look at the Voyager tarot cards, most of the cards, probably each card has like 30 different elements to them.
Right.
I mean, there's a ton of stuff that most people are never going to see the first time through them, even come close. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty rich with symbolism. And these cards have been out since '85, and and I made the cards. Took 4 years to make them with my artistic partner Ken Knudsen, and I still see new stuff. I still get people asking, "Well, so what's that?" And I kind of like, "Wow, I forgot about that. Ooh, I hadn't noticed that in a long time." It's really, really, it's astonishing, actually. It always makes me laugh. It's constantly entertaining.
Hey, James?
Yeah.
I have a shout-out for you. Someone in our chat room, one of our listeners today, Aaron from RS09, wants me to tell you hello and that they're listening to the show today.
Aaron from who knows, right?
RS09. Aaron, if you could hear me, could you be more specific? I'm not familiar with RS09. I assume that maybe that's something to do with one of your workshops. But no, I can attest to that. I really can attest to what you just said, because personally, I've never seen tarot cards. I've seen them, and I see them at the shops, and I see people even doing them at the psychic fair. But really, they mean absolutely nothing to me. I look at them, I don't understand. The symbolism doesn't reach me because I don't. I'm not alive then. I'm alive now, and just looking over your website and looking at some of the cards that you have, really, really, a lot of them brought a lot of imagery. And David and I were talking about, like for example, the fire. Fire element and some of the descriptions, and it was like just playing this movie in my head as I'm reading through these, and it was just a really awesome experience. This very well might be the very first tarot card deck that I ever purchased and actually look at and get into, because for lack of a better term, it feels like you made it for me,
Well, we're guys, and we have a certain kind of awareness level, but there's a lot of stuff we just don't respond to. And, you're absolutely correct about this. I mean, and Voyager, what's funny about this deck, Voyager Tarot, it's been, when I spent 4 years making this thing, I thought these cards are really cool. It's collage art. It's cut and paste out of magazines, which is kind of the people's art medium. And so I took him to New York and all these publishers and stuff, even bought a suit and tie and everything, and nobody liked it. Everybody said no. And this is after 4 years of working on this thing, because they were so untraditional. And so many, back then, they were very conservative. They just didn't want to break free and take a chance on something that, was a breakthrough. So I ended up doing it myself, publishing and all that, which was a really good thing to happen. But since then we sold 250,000 of them. So I think the moral of the story is if somebody else doesn't understand your stuff, well, that's okay. That's them.
Doesn't mean that it's not relevant. That's absolutely
exactly.
Perfect point.
I mean, I even go into a lot of traditional tarot kind of conferences and symposiums, and people still kind of look at this and look at me like, huh? It's so different. But I figured, come on, this is the 21st century. Let's get with it.
Hey, James, that was Aaron from the Reader's Studio 2009.
Oh, Reader's Studio. Oh, that's what RS is.
There we go.
Ah, which was in New York City.
Big Apple.
A Big Apple, yeah, that was, I can't. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, the Big Apple, that's a great tarot symposium, and I was one of the featured speakers. And, my style of tarot is even different than, if you're going to ask me to predict something, I'll say for entertainment purposes only, maybe. But, we sort of take a look at possibilities and, all of that. But for me, a tarot deck is more of a map of life, a map that shows us through the 78 cards of how to create the future that we desire. So it's a very proactive kind of tool. You know, it's not some passive thing that's going to tell me through a piece of paper exactly what's going to happen. I don't buy that, you know. Mm-hmm. But the four suits of cards of the mind, heart, body, and spirit tell us that if you're going to do anything well, get engaged mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. I mean, it's just a holistic path already. It's just a super map. Super map.
No.
So what do you guys want to create anything? What, you want to pick a card for something here? Sure.
Do one long term for our show. What kind
for your show?
Yeah, for the Knights Awakening show.
Okay. For the future, for how long? I mean, can we make it a little bit more specific? Or
5 years.
5 years. Wow. For entertainment purposes only. We're going. All right. So I want you. I've got all the Voyager cards here, face down, on my table, poolside here. And now I'm going to run my fingers over the cards. And I want you to tell me when to stop, and that's the card for your show for the next 5 years. And maybe each one of you do it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so one of you start and tell me when, and that'll be the card.
Okay, I'm starting. Now,
okay, that one. And what's the other one here?
Stop.
Oh, right there. Whoa, okay. All right. The first one was, wow, it's an ace card. Every tarot deck is like playing cards. They have ace through 10 and all that. The aces are high. Mm-hmm. This is the Ace of Wands, which is a suit of fire and light, and it's called Illumination. Mm-hmm. Awakening.
Right.
Nice. It's the awakening card. It's Illumination. So stay true to your title. Okay. You know, be awakening, be illuminating, because it's a hot card. I'll send you this card. It's really beautiful. I mean, it's explosive again. It's like, wow, this can go places. But you have to keep the inspiration. You know, that's kind of on you. I mean, as a map, it says yes, it can have that impact on people. This is an impactful kind of card, illumination, when you see it. But it means to have that, you have to be somewhat illuminated yourself, but at least be inspired to awaken and illuminate people. And the inspiration is everything.
You mentioned that. Really, we started this show so that we could learn along with our audience. So it's kind of a mutual thing that we grow with them, and we grow from them, and they grow from us. So it's kind of like a mutual thing. So that is awesome.
Well, that's the way it should be. You know, the new age is definitely not the old patriarchal age where one guy or one woman was at the top and all the minions down below know nothing. You know, I mean, I think this is more of the Knights of the Round Table. It's a circle
game. We try to empower people through realization. You know.
Yeah.
We try to give them the tools that they need. You know.
And like you say, in so doing, we get it back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why. I mean, I've been doing this readings tarot for 30 years. And I have 3 planets in Gemini, so I get pretty bored pretty fast, okay? Kind of advanced ADD, you know, or something. But I'm always fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by the people, the questions, the cards that come up. I mean, just the synchronicity of the Awakening show with this card basically is an awakening card called Illumination. I mean, it blows my mind. And I get turned on. You know,
that is. I wasn't expecting that. That's for sure. That is awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Okay, and I like that kind of quantum connection where you pick the cards. Where are you guys actually?
I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Okay.
I'm in Georgia, Northwest.
Georgia. Wow. Okay. Okay. Then the other card that was taken, catch this one, is called The Lovers. The Lovers.
Oh, no, you don't, Justin.
well, I am a Scorpio. I can't help it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you guys seem to be good partners and buddies. But this card, The Lovers, is not only about just the love, male-female relationships kind of thing or whatever, but it's about partners and partnering of all kinds. Partnering. It's the ultimate team card in the deck. the team. The team, the partners, business partners or family partners or team partners or whatever. But it's that ability to really co-create, collaborate, cooperate, communicate. It's just the best for having a team. You guys, I think you guys are a good team.
I like your reading. Yeah, we're the Knights of Awakening, and that's the cards that you picked. That tells me that we're right on track.
That was the cards we picked there. Yeah.
We just need to keep doing what we're doing and getting better.
Exactly. Just keep. But that's a big challenge in people's life, is to be able to keep going and keep doing. That, to me, that's. I mean, we could do it once or twice because we're turned on, but then to sustainability of ourselves. Oh man.
That's all. That's all it is, though. That's all it is. If you start stopping, then the world leaves you behind.
You're behind. You're a dinosaur. You lose.
Sure.
It's true.
In other words, you're an old set of tarot cards, right?
Right. We're gonna throw you in the trash. That's right. You're an old deck, dude. You have an old deck, dude. No, that is pretty funny, actually. But and the Lover's card also is a great archetype for communicating to reach other people who are listening to you. Sure. In other words, it's really reaching out and knowing how to reach your audience and know who your audience is and being able to communicate with your audience. Wow. I have quite an audience here now, actually, gathering around poolside.
Tell them we said hi.
Are there cameras? Are there cameras allowed here?
That sounds like a party I want to be at.
Well, it sort of is overlapping into things, which is good. We like edutainment. Well, we learn the best when we're having fun.
You're welcome to stay with us as long as you can. If you need to go, just let us know. But
I'm getting ready to go. No, I'm fine right now. You guys are great.
We'll keep you as long as you'll do it.
Well, how long is the show?
We got another hour and 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh! So you guys go for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the music.
Thank you. I put that out just for you.
Really, really. So let's ask another question about, and this is a great question to ask of the cards for anybody. Anyway, like with Awakening, Night Awakening here, what's the watch out? What's the red flag? Now, meaning, what do you have to really pay attention to and be concerned about with your show? Is that a fair question?
One thing, yeah, absolutely. One thing we watch out for is, what's that? Go ahead, David. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to walk on you.
Would you say it was stagnation? Is that what you would say, Justin?
I would say that the for lack of a better term, the antichrist of our show would be stagnation. People who are either too afraid to move forward, or who are too comfortable to move forward. Both. In my mind, both of those things are a crutch, or it can be a serious roadblock. If I get too comfortable, and we only bring on psychics for the rest of our days, we're becoming comfortable and stagnant, and we're not giving people what they need. And just as long as we're still empowering people, and to empower people, you need to push them forward. You need to nudge them a little bit. Nudge.
There's this whole new science of nudging, a nudgery. I know. I swear to God, there's a couple books out on how to nudge people. And I read some stuff about it, but I can't remember. Oh, no, I know. I saw a great nudge I work in Holland and Amsterdam and places, cool place, and really good work there. And so, but they have whoever makes the urinals in Holland, okay, they put a little fly in the urinal. I mean, it's not a real fly.
Right.
It's like a fly that's in what do you use, ceramic or whatever that the urinal's made of. I don't know. Yeah, right on. Okay, so this is so weird. What they have discovered is that there's a lot less spillage around these urinals than in usual male urinals because most men aim for the fly. It's true.
Full psychology.
And that is the science of nudgery. Give people some incentive be pushed, in a way that it works. I mean, it's got to be kind of subtle, because if you tell people, hit them over the head with a hammer like you've got to change, then they're going to die or not want to do it. You have to kind of nudge them. It's very subtle stuff. Mm-hmm. Wow, good word.
Hey, James, would you mind if we take a caller real quick?
No, go for it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Good evening, caller. You're on with the Night's Awakening. What's your name?
Gotta let you go.
Jeez. Burns you up, doesn't it?
862, call back if you want to talk. We couldn't get you there. Well, let's talk about intuition real quick. This is kind of, all this stuff ties together. And,
Right.
For me, when I think of intuition, I think of, maybe like ESP or it conjures up a lot of mystical types of thoughts, for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is this intuition stuff? What is this stuff all about?
Yeah, that is the best question you could possibly ask, because even people who seem to know don't know, really.
Right.
But, because it's pretty mysterious. Intuition, the way we use intuition most of the time in our lives is in making decisions. Mm-hmm. Like, should I do this or buy that plan or do that or whatever? And, it's all a little feeling. It's an impulse, actually, and that's the intuitive decision maker in us. And boy, it's really interesting that we try and think things through and use our rational, logical brain, because that's the way we've been educated and brought up, to think smart and all that stuff. Well, it's just phenomenal. The latest the neuroscience studies have shown that most of our decisions are made in a nanosecond. I mean, even faster than a nanosecond, with an impulse, a little intuitive kind of thing. And all these experts are now saying, these neuroscientists, just follow that impulse. That's your intuition, and you can trust it. You can certainly trust it as much as thinking it through, because that might be too late anyway, and it's probably wrong, so forget about it. So ultimately, this intuition is like a little feeling, just a little nudge, a little impulse, like, do this, and do it. Now, that's not saying we're always going to make the right, choice. Everybody makes mistakes, come on. But
sure.
Particularly in this day and age, where the old rules don't work, the old media, 2 years ago, I didn't even know I'd be twittering or tweeting or whatever, what I mean? So, we're in a strange new world, and how do we know where to go and what to do? What's the roadmap? We don't have one. We don't have, the traditions don't work. And so we have to follow that little nudge, that little intuitive feeling. And I like the idea of just going with it quickly, because you may make a mistake, but at least you can get through the mistake quickly and get on to success. I love listening to some of these guys, like the head guy of Microsoft, who admitted a few years ago, he said, God, we're so logical and rational at Microsoft, we didn't even see the internet coming. My God, these guys are in the personal computing industry, and because they thought A leads to B, B to C, and traditional thinking. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of intuition, though, is not just a little feeling about what to do, but it's also perhaps having a picture of the future, a vision, an insight that's kind of strange or different or weird. But I will tell you, most breakthroughs, particularly in science, and this has been chronicled very well and researched very well, they're all made by a little hunch or maybe a dream or something. And hell, Einstein never even did mathematics, really. He just used his imagination, talked to butterflies, and got intuitions. Right. Jonas Salk, who did polio vaccine, that's all he ever did. He walked the beach looking for intuitions coming up in the seaweed and stuff. It sounds weird, but intuition is really the crux of anything creative. It's just that little, that hunch that you have. We all have these hunches, but the problem is a lot of times we sabotage them because we don't believe in them. We're wusses, We're not very courageous characters a lot of times because it doesn't follow the program. And so we kind of say, oh, no, I'm not going to do that, and play it safe. And then we go into death by comfort. I like what you said. Comfortability is the death knell of life, of consciousness. Sure. So to me, intuition, if you're following intuition, you're following the life impulse, because it is an impulse. And that means you're moving with energy and thinking with energy. And energy is the bottom line. If you have energy, I don't care how many mistakes you made or whatever the hell you do. With energy, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And so, wow, you got me wound up here a little bit.
That's all right. Well, I mean, to your point.
We'll let you take it easy right quick. We got 2 callers, and they're building up on us, so let's
James,
let's take them right quick.
To your point, real quick to your point, James, all one has to do is go outside at nighttime and see the stars and tell me that, energy isn't where it's at. I mean, that's just...
there you go. And it's a real problem in modern society, particularly because I work in China and I travel throughout China. A lot of times in cities you cannot see the stars because of the pollution. Mm-hmm. And if you can't see the stars, you're going to have problems. I mean, I don't know quite how to explain it, but it's true. Absolutely. Wow.
Hello, caller. You're live with the Knights of Awakening.
Hi. Yeah, I'm just listening to your program today.
Sure.
Good.
We appreciate that.
I'm just curious about it. I was watching. Okay. Yeah. I'm actually listening through an interpreter. I'm deaf, so I have an interpreter for me. So I'm just watching her sign your stuff.
Okay.
Awesome.
We're here with Dr. James Wanless. What do you have a question for him?
Can I ask you a question first? Is this online? Is there a picture here? Is there video?
No, she can't see.
No. Okay. Right. But she's deaf.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, no. It's definitely a video. It's like a webcam, sort of.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, wow.
Right. Amazing.
I have
a student. I actually have a student of mine who is blind, and she reads the cards. I mean,
that's amazing.
Well, she's put some stuff on them, bumped them up a little bit, Braille-like, and has a bunch of students and everything. It's quite amazing because it's such a visual medium, and here she is blind.
Sure.
But a deaf person can certainly be highly visual, that's for sure. Wow. And but does she have a question? Do you have a question you want to ask the cards? I think it takes her a little time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cards, like, when you say cards, what do you mean, like tarot cards?
Yes.
Yeah, like them. They're not the traditional ones, though. Not the ones you might expect. But it is structured like a tarot deck, yeah.
If you don't mind checking something out.
Okay. Do you have a particular interest or question you want to ask? Or just ask about you now, or the message for now, or. Lots of possibilities. It's all in the question. The question is the most important thing in this whole deal.
Is there a way to read just a general, like, what's going to happen in my future?
Okay, we could do that. One card for your future.
Cool.
Okay, now, what's your name? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a card for you, okay? Okay, I'm going to pick a card for you, and you tell me when to say stop, all right? You tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right there, okay. It's the card is called the Child of Worlds, and it's the player. The player, it's a bunch of kids having a blast. and so what that tells us and all of us and you is let's enjoy life. Don't lose that childhood kind of magic, and get the right playmates in your life, because life is short and people work too hard and die of their work and all that kind of stuff. So this says, come on, let's lighten up and enjoy this whole thing a lot more. Wow. I mean, it's in Voyager, I don't have like kings and queens and knights and pages and all these kind of characters, royalty characters. I have the human family. And this, so we have a sage, man, woman, and child. And so you got the child card called the player. Good for you. Congratulations.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Because there's a lot of other stuff in the cards. You might have gotten disappointment or setback or tons of stuff.
Thanks for
calling. But you did good.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. And
right.
you know the deal, of course, is to really believe in the synchronicity of it, that people do get the right card. You know,
Sure.
That's really the magic of it, and that's just wild, crazy
really,
wisdom.
Isn't it kind of based on our perception too? Like, just because it may seem bad, nothing's all
Right.
bad or all good. It is
Right.
what it is, right?
Exactly, and we all have setbacks and disappointments in our life. So, it's about what you do with that, and how you manage that, and how you can turn that around. And
kicking the doors in and going through, right?
Exactly. It is so true. The biggest setbacks in my life have been my greatest opportunities and breakthroughs.
There you go.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable. So the next time you get a crappy card or something crappy kind of happens in your life, say, wait a minute, there's an opportunity here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be positive about it. There's a great book out on the science of being lucky, the science of good fortune.
Yeah.
And wow, it's about even under tremendous adversity, if you stay open and if you're positive and you use your intuition and you look for the opportunity, those are the 4 principles, you will be very fortunate throughout. Wow. Are you there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we got
Area code.
We got 2 more
Area
callers,
code.
though, James.
Okay,
Area
good.
code
Let's take them.
613. Area code 613. Welcome to the show. You're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hi, James. It's Aaron. I
Aaron.
guess you don't remember me.
Oh, you're Aaron. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a guy, but it was Aaron, E-R-I-N.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron from Toronto.
Well, actually, Kingston, Canada.
Okay, right.
Close.
Well, close. Oh, far out. Okay.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Oh, it's good to talk to you.
Well, good to talk to you, too.
Well, thank you. Golly, how you doing? You're doing the cards, reading them?
Not as much as I want to, but I hope that you can give me a clue.
About, what's the question then?
What's in the future with my readings, or what do you see, or what do I need to work on?
Work on for what?
To bring more clients to me.
Oh, okay.
To make it
how to be
main
more
focus.
of a magnet here. Okay. Well, let's pick a card on that. So I've got them all the Voyager cards here on the table, poolside here. It's very beautiful. So tell me, Aaron, when to stop.
I want to be at that party.
I know, and I got to tell you, I like the ratios here.
The one closest to your right hand.
Oh, my right hand's on the phone. Let's do it again. Should I get my right hand out? Okay, let's do it again. Tell me when to stop.
Now.
Right there. Aaron, this is for Aaron's success as a tarot reader. The Sun. The Sun card, Aaron. Now, the Sun card in Voyager is the same as probably you're going to see in most every tarot deck. The Sun is the Sun is the Sun. Hard to beat the Sun for power and for visibility. So, for your success, it's all about being seen more. You just gotta go for more, be more visible. Maybe do lectures here or there, or more business cards, or more flyers, or just tell people, and just more proactive. And come on, don't wait.
James, would I be wrong in saying that she needs to project a image of success?
Absolutely.
Sun card.
Bright, golden, luminous. Yes, you know what you're doing. You're golden, you're bright, you're the sun, you bring life, you bring awakening, you bring illumination. You got it. Be the sun.
Thank you.
Be the sun.
Well, now.
Thank you for calling.
Well, now, wait a minute, hold it. Aaron, for a second?
Yes?
Can you do that, though?
Can I do that?
Yes.
I hope so. I'm ready.
Well, now, this is more like coaching tarot. So what's your first step to being the sun? What's one doable step to be the sun? Doable step. Not something that you would like to do but probably won't. Something doable.
Okay. I need to get out there in ads or get more visual out there get more seen.
Yeah, right. But But what we need to know, and maybe you can email me specifically what that's going to be, a specific thing. Then you're moving. Things are happening when you do it that way.
Okay, I will.
Okay. God, I love it, Erin.
And thank you. Nice to talk to you again.
Thank you. Stay in touch.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One more, okay?
Yeah.
That'll empty the list there. Area code 513, you're live.
Good evening. How are you? James, how are you? My name is Andy.
Andy, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I have quite a few friends that use your deck and swear by it. They're great fans of yours. I just want to say how much we appreciate the work that you're doing.
Well, thank you. Where do you live?
I live in Ohio.
Oh. Wow. You know, I've never worked in Ohio.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, I lived in California for a long time. There were some family issues, so I came back. This is where I was born.
Right.
I was in the Bay for a long time and just came back. We'll hopefully go back to California before too long.
So, okay, good. Well, Andy, great. What do you want to ask? You have a question? You want to pick a card?
Yeah, sure. You know, I also am in the metaphysical world. I'm a psychic, and so I guess my question, let's see, what's the best question? What should I be focusing on going forward?
Okay. Going forward just personally or professionally or just...
And both. I'll try to be more specific then. What should I be focusing on professionally going forward with my career?
Okay. And I'm putting my hands over the cards, and you just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Right there. Okay. Okay, I got equilibrium, which is it's called equilibrium. It's an emotional balance card. So it's not too crazy. It's not too excited. It's not too down, not too high. It's a very level-headed, emotionally balanced, very centered quality in this card. Now, how could that... Now, the wonderful thing about the tarot is these are universal principles that are always true. You have to personalize them to yourself, you know. That's what makes it real here. So how could you see that card, you know, be important to you?
I think a lot of what I do is trying to look at maintaining a balance, both for myself. I do radio shows and other things, too, and try to project... kind of an integration, really, if you want, between the intuitive and the more practical. I mean, I was...
right.
I mean, I've been on TV as a psychic, but I was also in Who's Who in business, so I tried to find a way to bridge those, you know, and I think to utilize both, you know, both kind of the rational brain and the intuitive brain.
Right. And that's, you know, it is a number 2 card. It is all about the balance, which you seem to have here. And, you know, a lot of people really kind of lose it over that. They get too excited and too emotional into this, and honestly, intuition is skewed. I mean, it's when things are off balance, when we're off balance, our intuition, our psychic power, etc., is off balance. So it's always a good principle to remember.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, anything that we do, if we can stay calm, our level of performance is going to go up, especially, I mean, you take young psychics, the biggest problem they have is they get too excited. I think, you know,
right.
You know, it's really about trying to relax and let it come to you as opposed to trying to go get it.
Right. Try too hard. People want to, you know, it ain't going to work that way.
Right. I mean, it really is, I think, you know, kind of you make yourself receptive and it finds you. At least that's what I think. I think you sort of build you build it and it will come, sort of.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it takes time to find your own style for doing this. You know, I mean, everybody's got a unique methodology and way, but it takes time to develop that. I know people kind of go into the rah of, wow, I seem to know this, and no, and that's all very good, but wow, I mean, hey, time is a great maturing, seasoning quality. So, I mean, it sounds to me like you're doing all the right stuff. I mean, you're on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny because I was sort of well-known about 20 years ago, and then I stopped, which is probably not unusual. And so this is really my second go-round as a professional psychic. It's kind of interesting the second time through.
And do you see yourself doing it differently or being different about it?
Well, I think I'm calmer. I mean, I think a lot of that really does come with age, and I've had things that happen to me, both good and bad, in that 20-year period, and I think it changes you. And I think a lot of it, I don't know that being psychic is really the most important thing. I think it's how you deal with people. I think it's how you deal with a lot of things going on around you. I mean, you know this. There's a lot of hoopla that happens when you get to in any kind of level of success with this. There's kind of a crazy thing around you. And I think there has to be probably the biggest balance is being balanced about the kinds of feedback that you get, I think.
Exactly.
It went to my head a lot more 20 years ago. Now,
well, I mean, there's nothing like an egotistical psychic, too. I mean, a lot of people get carried away with these powers and go into ego, and particularly when you were young. But it's not about us. It's about the client. It's about the person.
Absolutely. I mean, I always say that I take that interchange. I take the client seriously, but I try not to take myself so seriously. But a lot of people in metaphysics, it's the other way around. I mean, they take themselves very seriously, but they don't take their work so seriously. And I try to put it in the proper perspective. So, I mean, I think that card makes sense for me, and I appreciate it. And I do want to just kind of reinforce that I've heard such wonderful things about you and your work, and I'm really glad I had a chance to say hi to you.
Well, thanks, Andy. I really, really appreciate that. And let's just pick one more card for you. I'm going to pick one right here for you right now, okay?
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Fulfillment, 9 of Cups. Go the distance and enjoy the work.
Yeah, the 9 and 10 of Cups.
It's a 9. Cups, 9 of Cups, fulfillment, yeah. All the 9s, numerologically, are go the whole 9 yards, So it is fulfill your potential, fulfill the promise, fulfill it. In a way that is truly fulfilling to you. I mean, fulfillment's a deeper level of satisfaction than, some of those ego highs that we have. It's deep. It's go deep.
Well, thank you very much. So the first card again was equilibrium, right?
Right. 2 of Cups, and then this last card is the 9 of Cups, which are emotions. Cups are emotions, fulfillment in Voyager. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, thank you very much.
You bet. Good luck. Stay in touch, Andy. VoyagerTarot.com.
Okay, James, you have a great
Thank you. Right on. Bye.
All right, we need to go to break for a few minutes. Let everybody fill the cups up and use the bathroom, that kind of thing.
Okay.
James, can we expect to see you after we come back from break, or do you need to
for a few minutes? Just for a few minutes, can we do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are having way too much fun over there. Hey, next time you need to teleport me over there, okay?
Oh, man, you should have seen. Yeah. Yeah, this is a nice party.
So one last question. We won't keep you long since you like the ratio there.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna.
Yes, we do.
I would like to ask you how the common person, somebody that's never played with tarot cards, maybe they think they're evil. I don't know. People.
Yeah, they can.
Ideas. How can the average person use cards to tap into their intuitive side?
Well, yeah, I think there's two different things there. One, we were talking about some people thinking the cards are evil and all that, and that's usually kind of some religious kind of deal. And, people have abused the cards. I could manipulate the meaning of the cards for a person to say, well, gee, it doesn't sound like you don't have anything going on, but come back to me tomorrow for another $100 or whatever, and I'll help you out. I've seen this happen. So it's a tool and a technology that can be used for better or for worse. And that's the big watch out with this, because there's a lot of people who don't know really what they're doing, because you're kind of playing with fire here. This is strong medicine. This is strong stuff. And so it does take some, like Andy was talking about, a lot of responsibility and balance and trust in your intuition. And how does that work with the cards? The next part of your question is, these Voyager cards all have a title on them. And so if it says balance, let's say, or equilibrium or integrity or anything, you immediately have to relate it to you, to your life. And that might be totally different than the way somebody else relates to that card, And so basically you're using it as a tool to look at yourself, examine yourself, and that's an inward journey, and that's an intuitive thing. Intuition. Intuition's an interesting word. Tuition means education, and education from where? From within ourself. So we have to go in order to find out. And symbols, picture symbols, and tarot cards help us activate. They spark. They catalyze the intuitive, that inner kind of knowing there. And not only the titles of the cards, but the picture imagery. And that's one of the great things about the Voyager deck is it's so rich with symbology and imagery from all over the place that it somehow in the card you're going to be activated. Something's going to spark. Something's going to make sense to you, or turn you on, or pique your interest in some way. And again, that's your intuition, because we could say there might be 10 of us, and we have the same card, and we might have 10 different responses to the card, and that's really intuition at work. And my beef or my problem with a lot of old tarot is people pick a card and say, well, this is the meaning. Da-da-da-da.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him. He's at the party.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I got excited, and I think I pressed my ear too much against his phone or something,
We do that all the time.
I know.
Dr. Wanless, do we have time for one more call, and then we'll let you go?
Sure.
I think our caller might be one of our listeners that kind of turned us on to you in the first place. So we'll see here.
Oh, really? Who is that?
Caller, you're live with the Nice Awakening. How are you?
Hello?
Hello there.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I just want to make sure. It's me, Mrs. Darth Vader from Sarasota, Florida.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you know me from Elysian Fields, and
yes, I do.
Empress Palpatine is listening too.
And from Star Wars.
Yeah,
and,
you know us well.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
James, this lovely lady was who actually turned us on to you, and I'm really glad she did. It's been a blast.
Well, cool. Let's do it again.
Oh, anytime.
Yeah. With a camera.
There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you have a pool side.
I am coming to Sarasota in November.
Oh, early.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, cool.
I'm the Voyager. I got to travel, Have cards,
there
we'll travel.
There you go.
And there's even a school in Georgia. Where is it in Georgia that's teaching Voyager Tarot right now?
Oh,
probably Atlanta.
No, it's not Atlanta. It's a college or university, a metaphysical kind of program. Yeah. Boy, I just can't remember the name of it right now. But whatever. So, do you want to ask a question?
Well, yeah. I guess I just wanted to know about, a general, just what it will be my general future in the near future.
General future.
Yeah, kind of general, like,
well, general future, I'm corporal now. Well, people ask, hey, you guys, people ask these crazy questions. What's going to be my general future? And I go, well, what do you want it to be? And then they say, well, I want to be happy or whatever. And then I like to pick a card for how to do that. Then we have something to do. I love that.
Change?
Yes. You want change?
Yeah, how about just change?
Change. What about change? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one. No death by comfort here. All right, so.
Oh, you know me.
I know you. Okay, tell me when to stop. I'm putting my hands on these very cool Voyager cards, poolside, Carmel, California.
Okay, stop.
Blog Talk Radio. Whoa, the Guardian. Wow, the Priestess card. It means you know something. You have something of value.
Oh.
Yeah, but the downside of this card would be this is a person who would be so conserving, such a guardian, such a conserver, that change is not something this person might like. They might just want to hold on to what they have.
Oh.
That's kind of the watch out of this card. the upside of this card is you have this beautiful diamond in your hands here. I mean, the Guardian is it's one of just the coolest of the Voyager cards by far, and it's beautiful. And it just suggests you have some really great wisdom, knowledge, skills, talent, magic in you, and to make whatever changes you need to make sure that you are, carrying that quality in you out in the world, to be that you are. Wow. So then the next question would be, so what's stopping you? And then we pick a card for that. And then how do we get out of that? Pick a card for that. And that's what the name of the game of the tarot is question and answer, Q&A, Q&A, Q&A. And that is an intuitive role. And really the question is the most important part about the whole damn thing, and that's really the key thing.
Okay, so how to make the change is the next card, right?
How to make the change?
How to make it? How to create it and make it happen?
Yep, tell me when to stop.
Okay, now.
Right there, are you sure?
Oh, why?
I'm in the dark room. I'm under this incredible oak tree here. One of these oaks that's really got these big, fat limbs that are really long near the ground. You can walk all over them and have fun on them, actually. Okay. The card is called Confusion.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, paralysis through analysis, thinking too much, which most of us do. And we do not change. We do not change because we think about it, and then somebody tells me that. Oh, maybe I should do it that way. And then you read the book and say, well, maybe I should eat that. Maybe I shouldn't eat this. No. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, or the end of the decade, you haven't done anything because you're still thinking about it. So it's a real red flag card. It says be a lot more spontaneous, impulsive. But impulsive when you're in a balanced state. The key to intuition is feeling pretty balanced, not too crazy, not too low, not too high, and then what's the impulse you get then? That is really where it's at. And it may tell you to do something that's a little bit crazy, and your thinking, logical brain will say, oh, no. Well, that's your test. That's the point at which you have to trust your inner authenticity of your intuition or not, and go with that paralysis to analysis stuff. So, wow. The next time you get
Take the great leap?
Yes. Yes. But you have to have courage. You have to believe. ABCs of intuition: be aware of the impulse, believe in the impulse, and have the courage to act on it. Whoa. I'll tell you, that confusion card is also one of the great breakthrough cards in this deck. It's one really breaking through the crystal kind of hardness of it all.
Wow, huge opportunity card there.
Exactly. Yep.
If I can add my 2 cents, a lot of times I remember what that card looks like, because it's like a red crystal and a blue crystal, and then there's like a lightning thing cutting something. Yep. And that I think of almost like two clashing lightsabers. And
right.
There is an action there. You have to fight. There's a bit of conflict.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be bad conflict, but conflict in the sense of break through an obstacle to.
Right. I mean, that lightning bolt, boy, you've seen that one. Yeah. And that's the breakthrough.
Because I had the joy. Remember, I got to, and I can say how great I've gone to your classes. I got to hear. I go to readings, which is really fun. To go to an actual reading where you're alone and you're the only one there, and you pay and it's great. And I enjoy it so much. It's well worth it. I enjoyed your lectures. I would advocate anyone to find out, whenever they find out you're passing through town, to definitely not miss it. I mean, I always enjoy it.
Well, thank you. It's because you followed that impulse, like lightning bolt impulse, that I'm even on this show.
Well, immediately I thought, I gotta let Wanless know, and I gotta tell these dudes and see if they'll.
Right, let the Knights, the Awakening Knights know, and you did it. You took action, and here we are. Wow. Yep. Now I have a dog going off here too.
Well, give him a pat for me. I always love animals.
Well, listen, you guys, I really had a lot of fun here.
Thanks for taking time out for us, man.
Yeah.
We want to get you back on here.
You must have my email or whatever, but let's do it again. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's a promise.
It'll be cool. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let me know
Take
when
care.
you come in November.
All right. We can do it then, or whenever.
No, I mean you
All
keep going to Sarasota.
Yes, in November.
Enjoy the ratio, Dr. Wanless.
I will, and I'll be in Atlanta in November.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
There you go, David.
There you go. Phoenix and Dragon. Okay, guys, I got to check out.
Good night.
Thanks, sir.
I'm the host of this party here. I got to say hello to somebody and greet him at the door. There you go.
And mingle. Get out there
okay,
and
man.
mingle.
All right.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.